Hello, I'm Cristina Guerra. I'm the head teacher in Camberwell. I mainly teach children and some adult people.
I am Juan Rezuto, and I am the director of WKMT.
I'm Gisela Paterno. I teach here at WKMT. I'm the head teacher. I teach composition, music theory, guitar, cello, and piano.
Hello, my name is Victor. I'm the administrator of WKMT, and my role is to coordinate all what happens at the studio with the piano lessons, the music festivals, and all kind of events.
Hi, my name is Thomas Rickerby. I'm the resident sound engineer, guitar teacher, and music production teacher for WKMT.
I founded WKMT back in 2010, and my intention was to bring from Buenos Aires something that was very precious to me. That was not only one of the world's most famous piano technique, but also one of the most special ways of teaching piano. The technique I learned from Bruno Leonardo Gelber originated maybe in Italy, but definitely propagated in Buenos Aires during the first half of the 20th century. The Scaramuzza piano technique differentiates itself from any other piano school because instead of speaking about the mysteries of piano performance, it commits itself to explaining the facts of piano playing.
The main reason the Scaramuzza technique is so successful is because it can be applied to every age. It's not a technique that you can apply just for young children or for adults. It can be applicable to all ranges.
Basically, the technique explains clearly which are, according to it, the 5 basic movements that any pianist should use and develop to perform any musical challenge. It creates a toolbox of motions, of movements that are very clearly developed individually, and then they are used in their purest forms or in conjunction, one with each other.
The reason we teach the Scaramuzza technique is because it allows the student to become an independent learner, an independent pianist. We teach them how to approach a piece from scratch, to deal with all the mechanical problems and all the expressive problems without the help of any teacher. So they become independent pianists with this technique.
And we started humbly in a very small studio here in West Kensington. We expanded into our main studio here in West Kensington, and we now have the opportunity to be close to our students in Southeast, that's our beautiful Camberwell branch, and to be close to our students in the City of London, in the East of London, via our venue at Bermondsey. WKMT specializes in piano lessons, but our scope of tuitions doesn't constrain to piano.
Apart from the piano lesson, which is our specialty, we do cello lessons, guitar, singing, violin, and music production lessons. We also do recording sessions that actually happen in this room that we are now.
We offer several recording and production services. Our main sort of service we offer is a piano recording at our West Kensington studio. That can also be combined with a vocal and piano recording, strings and piano, but we have a lovely Yamaha piano there which we mic up and record for people that come in to the studio. We also offer mixing services, editing services, so if somebody has already recorded something either at home studio or another studio and they need some further editing or mixing to be done to that work, then they can bring it into us or send it in and we can work on that remotely. So it's great to have that mix of different instruments and We learn off each other as teachers as well. That's something else that we do besides the services that we offer for the general public. We trade our skills in-house as well. So say a pianist wants to learn how to sing, they can work with the singing teacher and vice versa.
And if that wasn't enough, we have our own children orchestra, which rehearses every week on Saturdays. We have our own professional orchestra, which now is undergoing one of the most exciting projects we've ever undertaken, which is the recording of all Haydn piano concertos.
Live performances are one of the most important things here at WKMT. We teach our students not only to come and enjoy the piano, but to train as musicians, as we are.
We put on a lot of concerts, at least once a month, and all of these concerts are recorded professionally. I myself will be there recording them with our equipment and microphones.
By the end of every month, we organize classical concerts in which our professional musicians will be performing for all our students.
The need comes from the fact that we want our students to go together to watch a concert, so they have the opportunity to, after the event, share their opinions, forge their statements, using the concepts that they are learning under this very specific Scaramuzza piano technique. This gaining of insight elements, added to the gaining of perspective elements, provide the ground to create the confidence, strengthen the confidence of the students to be able to reach the third stage, which is the gaining of experience element. The gaining of experience element at WKMT is represented by our festivals, the crowning jewel of our tuition approach.
And in terms of the festivals, it's the opportunity for our students to perform what they have been learning.
What would be the purpose of learning how to play the piano if you never played the piano? Well, obvious as it sounds, this question is something that came to me, asking this question came to me when I was meeting students in London very often. Because yes, they were doing these piano lessons, but I was confused about the purpose of having these piano lessons. Why? Because they seem to be, first of all, scared to death at the sight of having to play in front, not of an audience, let alone an audience, to have to play in front of me as a teacher. So I thought, well, this is something that is conceptually very wrong, yeah, because the principle of making music is that people want to share music. That's why they approach music. They want to share emotions using the most appropriate language to share emotions, which is music. And therefore we shouldn't, as students or as musicians, be scared of the moment when we have to share music. Yeah, we have to be prepared for that moment. So then that's why WKMT provides students not only with one opportunity, but with two opportunities every year to perform in front of their peers, to perform in front of their teachers, and most importantly, to have the opportunity to have to deliver an unstopped performance.
You can train to deliver something, to develop the focus necessary to do something live, to expose yourself, and those skills you can transfer them to your life. Actually, we have students that from those concerts, from those live performances, they got better at their jobs, at their job interviews or lectures, so it's very positive in every aspect. Well, all the teachers here are scholars that are brought from different countries. They have all the same training. They're all taught and trained in the Scaramuzza technique, which is a technique we specialized as a studio to give consistency to our students. And as well, they're trained in the ABRSM and the Trinity Guild syllabus. That's why we are specialized in those exams, which is something that brought us to the highest level through the years.
Our recruitment process tests many different aspects of our teachers' skills and abilities. Our teachers are tested in their social abilities, in their empathic abilities, in their musical knowledge, in their ability to transpire the passion for music. And how do we do this? Well, we as directors, Gisela, Cristina and me, test personally the teachers, but also we have a psychological team, a team of psychologists, which commit to analyze our teachers very thoroughly. How do they do that? Well, they have a 3-week of tests.
Well, I started music when I was a child. Music has been with me all my life since I was 10 years old. I started teaching when I was quite young, actually. When I was studying at the university. I was 22, so it has been a long time, and it's one of my passions, actually, teaching and music.
Well, I started when I was 7 years old in Spain, but I started only studying theory for 2 years, and after these 2 years I was able to play the piano. So basically I started when I was 9 years old until now.
So I started out as a guitarist, playing electric guitar primarily. From school pretty much, I went into music education, so that was a college for music performance, pop, rock, jazz, blues, that sort of style of music. From then on, I got into music production, learning music engineering, sound engineering. I went to study this at further diploma level or then at university. And since then, I have picked up a little bit of other instruments, so singing, bass guitar, classical acoustic guitar, on top of electric guitar, music production, engineering, and also some work for film sound as well.
We are very proud at WKMT of being one of the very few organizations that employ the teachers full-time. Changing the teacher creates confusion, mainly when we have to create a solid piano technique. WKMT honestly and really trains its teachers. We have 2 meetings every week where we discuss about our students and where we discuss about piano technique. These meetings are real and they are open to the public. That's our way of showing that this training actually happens, that this training is being taken very seriously, and that we have a code in common, most importantly. So, if you happen to have to change a teacher, the following teacher will be speaking the same musical language and will have a deep respect for what you have learned before.
Well, the age range we have is quite vast. We start at 3 years old, and our oldest student is 8 years old. So we accept everyone who wants to learn, of course.
Every child is unique and is amazing, so the difficult thing about teaching music to children is you need to adapt to them, because not every child is going to learn in the same way or is not going to learn as fast as another one. So always you need to find things to keep their attention, to keep them motivated, and to make all the lessons fun.
Also, just to bounce off ideas and show off ideas, especially with any more advanced students as well. It's great, sometimes there might be things you haven't thought about, or you have to teach things in a different way, depending on someone's, taste or ability or skill level, or just general, what instrument they play or what they like. It challenges you to look at things that you may not necessarily have learned or look to learn in your own spare time, and you can sort of add that to your own sort of arsenal of skills, which I found really rewarding for me.
What makes WKMT unique, I think, is something that I don't think that other institutions have, which is a personalized treatment with our students. Every student that comes through our door is different, and we treat them like that. Yes, they're unique, And of course, our relationship with them are going to be unique as well. Well, Cristina is one of the most important teachers here at WKMT. She is truly passionate about teaching. One of the things that she does best is teaching young children. She has an infinite amount of patience and care and loving that she shows every day.
Cristina is sort of our flagship teacher, especially working with the younger children, and she's really great with them, working here at the Cambois studio and also at the other studios as well.
Cristina is a very polyphacetic individual who has channeled all her energies specifically to inspire children and to inspire everyone, but particularly children. She has the unique ability of making almost any child to instantly fall in love with music through games, through the most engaging activities, and through showing them the beauty of music in a language, using a language that they understand. We've started working with Gisela back in the year 2011. Gisela is one of the most complete musical professionals I've ever met, because she's a passionate musician. And when I say musician, I really mean it, because she's a qualified piano teacher. She's a professional guitarist. She's a cellist. She's a graduated composer. And she's a specialized conductor. I've never met any other musical individual who can proudly say that can manage so many disciplines in such a serious and solid way as Gisela does.
I work quite closely with Gisela, with her also being the other guitar teacher at the studio. She primarily specializes in classical guitar, and I usually take the more pop rock approach, but we do sort of cross over with certain students as well. I've worked with her on lots of projects with WKMT and outside of WKMT as well. So there could be musical collaborations, me helping her with some engineering, her helping me with some classical guitar technique, or even some piano technique as well. So sort of going beyond the reach of what we normally do as musicians as well.
What I love about teaching is that you share what you love, that you're able to share with somebody else what you really love. Tom has been working with us since 2017. What I really like about him is his huge responsibility and commitment, that he never fails. He shows a passion towards his students. He's very patient. He can structure the knowledge and give it in simple terms to the students, especially regarding music production, which is not an easy topic. So he can structure that knowledge in a very progressive way.
Tom is my right hand. Without Tom, we wouldn't be able to portray what we do properly. Tom crystallizes through using his skills everything that we do on an everyday basis. He helps professionals that come to WKMT to record to solidify the product of their efforts in wonderful professional audio recordings. He also records our festivals, and he also records our monthly concerts.
The reason why I like teaching is it's great to impart the knowledge that I've learned throughout the years to others, and to help them sort of skip over unnecessary steps. I feel like there's been a lot of frustration with anyone gets with learning an instrument, and I've gone through just as much as anyone, but there's so many things that I wish I had known when I started out not to waste my time on, and incorrect technique and things like that. So it's great to be able to impart that knowledge on someone else and get them a lot further on, especially at a younger stage than I was, and sort of help them improve a lot quicker than they may do on their own. That's one of the main things that I find quite rewarding about it.
Victor is our administrator. He's the common face for all the venues, for all the activities, for all the happenings at WKMT. No matter what you do with WKMT, you will have the pleasure of meeting Victor. Victor is a very committed individual whose main concern is to provide an accurate, precise and fast service to provide solution to anything that you might need.
Victor brought to WKMT a huge structure that we didn't have before. What he does best is that he has all the students' names, all the students' timetables, all the details inside his head. So every time you might ask him something, you have the answer right away. There's no waiting. He's extremely organized, and that's among musicians is extremely important, because as musicians we're extremely OCD and very organized in music and how the notes are delivered, but in an institution we need someone that carries the accounts and the bookings. So in that regard he's the best.
What is special about the customer service at WKMT is that we are open Monday to Sunday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So we make sure that someone is available to answer your calls, your emails, and all the queries that you might have during the week in regards to your piano lessons or music lessons.
Well, with Juan, we've known each other since 2006. We met at uni back in Argentina. We studied together. We have the same degree. So we came a long way. I'm with him since the beginning of WKMT, and I can say that he has been a great experience and still is, and I'm sure it will be. What I really like about Juan is his passion about teaching, his passion about the well-being of the students, the commitment that he shows every day, and that's something that is not usual to find at all.
Working with Juan these past few years has been like a great opportunity for me. I've learned a lot about piano. Just working with him, he's an amazing pianist, so I've been able to record all the concerts that he does and part of all of the performances as well. That has like really helped me sort of learn about the instrument and about the type of music that he plays and specializes in.
Okay, it's not a common director because, okay, it's my director, but it's also my friend. And it's a really lovely person. Every time I got a problem, because I'm living here alone in London when all my family is in Spain, and sometimes you can feel a little bit alone. But thanks to Juan, here I feel like at home. If I got any problem with anything, I know I can go to ask for help. Even in the professional field, if I got any problem with any student, like, okay, I don't know what to do, I can feel free to go, knock his door and say, Juan, please come with me. I don't know, I need an advice.
What is special about Juan as director is that he's entirely committed for his students. He makes sure every single student progresses with either the piano or any musical instrument that they do, as well as provide all the students with all the opportunities that they need during their learning process.
My maestro Bruno Leonardo Gelber once said, people have different skills. Everyone has the luck to have abilities to do different things. But when you have a set of skills and abilities that make you suitable to communicate and makes you suitable to facilitate other people to understand a discipline, in this case is music, of course, then you have the responsibility of doing it. Why? Because some other individuals will be able to see music in a different way just because they were inspired by a good teacher, or by a teacher who is committed with spreading the passion for music. So why do I teach? I think that the main reason I teach is because I want truly this Scaramuccia piano technique to be used, to be understood, and to be alive for many years to come. And my finite existence will not account for this goal to be achieved.
So for me, the thing that makes WKMT unique is the mix of all the different teachers' disciplines that we bring together. So even though we're primarily a piano studio, we have violin teachers, we have guitar teachers, vocal teachers as well, and other instruments. I feel like the school is really well put together, and there's a nice family sort of community vibe there within the teachers ourselves, and how we get along and how we work together in delivering the lessons, and also going forward with the extracurricular activities like the concerts and the recordings that we put on.
I think that the special things of WKMT is the customer service, the flexibility, and all the opportunities that we provide our students with.
Okay, I've been working in a lot of schools, also when I was in Spain, also in Italy, and what I found here in West Kensington Music Team is a family. They are my family. I love them. We are really close. The problem of other schools is like every teacher works in a different way. Here, no. Here we know all the students. We make meetings to speak about our students, and we find the solutions if we have any problem. Plus,
what makes WKMT unique, I think, is something that I don't think that other institutions have, which is a personalized treatment with our students. Every student that comes through our door is different, and we treat them like that. Yes, they're unique, and of course, our relationship with them are going to be unique as well.
WKMT, it's the product of many different wonderful individuals. Individuals that affected it or made it exist in the past, that don't even know they made it exist. Individuals that are working really hard every day to make all this go on in the most enjoyable and meaningful way for students, for musicians. And it's made up of people that haven't arrived yet, that will find an opportunity in WKMT, to which WKMT will become a reason to work, a reason to channel their energies into something that goes beyond their personal existences and translates into a more transcendental musical happening.